Hey, how's it going? We are reviewing Jett on Breeze, posted by Shin TP's hashtag Wolf. So first round, uh, good start. I do like positioning here. This is one of the rounds where you're actually taking a good angle with Jett, especially since you have your dash, which uh, obviously this is one of the main advantages you have with Jett on defense. Not a lot of agents besides Reyna maybe with the dismiss can play such angles. And of course it's pistol round, so it's a little easier. But unfortunately they went to A and you had to rotate. And this is where I saw the first problem with your positioning. You can clearly tell that the what's called the smokes are going down. Right here, even if Deadlock was not here, you are basically exposing yourself to two angles at once. So preferably when you actually could see that the smokes are going, could have stayed here and just cleared this first before peeking here. And you did hear your chamber die. I don't know if you paid attention to that or not. But positioning is very important when there are smokes because you basically can't really tell where they are besides those markers here. I understand if you're not always looking at the mini map, especially if uh, you're busy clearing angles, but it just makes things easier for you. Just hold the wall, clear angles slowly, especially since the smoke is gonna be gone in a second, and you have a higher chance of winning your fights. So round two, this is actually a good play. I really like this. The only problem is you should have asked someone else, either Neon or someone else, to push with you, because you did hit Reyna here, I believe, right? Yeah. There's pushing, you got a hit. If someone was with you, this could have been a kill. And especially with Jett, you can get out safely just like you did now. Just the difference is that you have a free kill at the start of the round. So this round was also pretty good. You are playing aggressive with Jett, which is what she was made for. But I feel like this is where you started hesitating a little bit. As you can see, you did see the clove. You know you have a better weapon, but I feel like the first two rounds this encouraged you from playing more aggressive. But in general, this was a good play. You just needed to stick to it and actually get the kill. And again, right here, you're kind of like committed, not really. You want to take a fight, but you're unsure about it. If you were actually holding this, I'm pretty sure you could have killed Phoenix. Especially here, you dodged the flash. I'm pretty sure that like this was by luck, but it doesn't matter. You still dodged the flash. This could have been the perfect opportunity to pop your E, peek again, get a kill, just fall back. And so right here in the same round, you can see Phoenix is already taking position, and you're hiding in the smoke. So you either need to commit and play uh, with a Sage, since there is a smoke and the wall like just broke down, so you know they're gonna push you, or you could fall back and just try to trade her. Staying like this in an awkward spot where you don't know what you're doing will get you killed and just make you feel like there's something wrong with your aim, something wrong with your game sense. But really, it's just positioning so far. Like the smoke fell down here. It's very hard to take a fight like this since you're not sure where they are. Either wait for the smoke to go, and then peek, or push and play with your sage. So you are going to play with your chamber here and take an early peek. This is a good play. The only problem is you're a little too close to the wall. If I was playing Jett here, I would preferably fall back a little bit, just so there's like less chance that they see you early on. So as you can see here, if I'm picking this angle, I would not pick like this, or I believe you are like around this here. Just stick here to this wall and get your crosshair and peek. This is a lot better than this. I don't really have someone with me right now, but I would have shown you the difference. The difference is uh, the fact that you would show up a lot faster if you're peeking from here, if the enemy is also peeking you from here, compared if you're peeking from there. So I think this is where you started playing a little more safe. Um, Probably because your mentality does get affected by previous rounds, no matter how much you try. If you're you're basically not getting kills, you're not sure if you're doing things correctly. But when you're playing Jett, just keep telling yourself, I am an entry fragger. I need to get first bloods. I need to play aggressive. So even when you don't feel like you're contributing, which is something that happens to everyone, happens to pro players, you still need to play the agent correctly. And staying here in the smoke, and even after you peek, you kind of block your own vision. So you're not getting much value out of utils, out of positioning. And you do get a pretty nice kill here, I believe, right? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You got a really nice kill on the clove. That's a good crosshair placement. But you didn't have to stop. You had really good positioning. You had your E. You could take one more fight and then pop it to go back to a safe position. Once everyone died, you were the last person standing, and the last enemy you got information about is right here on the minimap, and you were holding it for a bit. This is almost always a rotation. It's time for you to go to A. It's a little harder to go to A on Breeze after they plant because this map is massive and you kind of don't know where they are at all right now. If you were playing a little more aggressive when you knew that someone was mid, you could like try to guess maybe they went here, or maybe they went back here, or maybe they went back here. But now you have no clue where they are. And unfortunately, it's very hard to clear this at the same time. So you get picked off by KO right here. But overall, it was a decent round on the clove kill. As long as we play with more confidence, this would be a pretty good round. I don't think you need to be shift peeking here, especially since they could easily cross here, or they could be holding the wall right here, since he took a long time to actually peek. When the wall drop, just hold your position, crosshair, and peek. Crosshair, peek. Crosshair, peek. Crosshair, peek. I don't think shifting here is gonna be helpful, especially if you're playing with an aggressive team. And when the wall drops right here, Flo could have easily just crossed. Or something that I do like to do is I just play very close to the wall and I just hug it and go all the way here. This is actually very hard for anyone to see unless they're like pushed very early on, which is something I like to do with Jett. Once this barrier stops, I like to do this and just hold. So right here, we know that there are two people that are on A main.
Oh god.
And the KO popped his ult.
Help!
When that happens, uh, this is fine if you're playing safe. This can't really use your E, can't really use utils. Playing with your Sage is a good call.
Nice. Don't let her.
The problem here is this is more of a habit, of course. You probably notice it too. You were crouch spraying. You had pretty good crosshair placement, actually. It was almost perfectly on her head. You did panic, you brought it down a little bit,
Don't let her.
and then you started spraying, which basically gave her enough time to kill you. So this round, similar issue where you are playing a little slow here, or it's a mix of slow and just a lack of holding the correct angle. And eventually you do pop your E, which is a good play. It's just you're not committing to take a fight mid. You're still a little hesitant to actually duel here. And then there is no one here, luckily, so it's not really a problem. You have mid for free, so you can just rotate your team. Here you can actually hear KO's footsteps. I don't know if it's very subtle on the recording. You can replay the game. You heard them, which he did whiff on you, so you did get the kill. But if you pay attention to the sounds, I can actually hear him through the recording that he was standing right here. So pay attention to footsteps, especially if you're pushing alone. This can save your life if you're just paying more attention to your environment. But at the end of the day, you did get the kill, and so
Yeah,
that was pretty good. You won the round.
Jett.
Good job. So we do have the spike down in this round. It's actually right here, and this is very unlucky. Your entire team pushes. Chamber dies mid, and you're left in a 2v1. This is not on you. This is just a team diff. Uh, Unfortunate, but overall, decent positioning, decent start, decent mid round. If your team did not push the smoke like this, you could have easily won this.
We got a little mukbang going on.
You get your ult going, you're pushing really fast, taking early fights,
Too broke
and
I'm sorry.
you almost kill the Phoenix here.
Oh.
You get flashed,
I spent a lot of
reposition,
money on
kill.
markers.
And your aim is pretty good, even when you did miss Phoenix right here. It was a good fight. You used your E correctly, and with a little bit more aim practice and just being more familiar with Jett knives, you could have easily killed the Phoenix right there. So this is one of those rounds where you do try to play off angle, which Jett is really good at. Now we know that Sage likes swallowing here, but that doesn't really matter because obviously you have the high ground. And again, the Lear is gonna blind you here. I believe you could have just tried breaking it and repositioning your crosshair so you can get a kill. But it's fine. You did go down. They did burn a lot of utils. Now, again, you went back to playing passively. We know that they're breaking the Sage wall. Sage is on the wall. This is a perfect time to play with their Sage. So we know your Sage died here, fortunately, which means they have side control. And you try to kill the person planting, but if they're deep, you couldn't get a kill. Now you're back looking mid. Now, this is where you know that they're shooting your mix. It's time to peek and help your team. You could also tell him, hey, can you peek with me? Peek with me. And fight them together. But letting them take free shots like this on mix is not a good play. But you were out of position. If you played with a Sage, this could have gone differently. So it's fine. It was a little late to position after they took site, and you did try your best. We are now on attack. We are on the attacking side. And on this round, you don't have to be very aggressive and play for entry. Still play with your team. This is fine if you're pushing window with the sheriff. It's just right here, you are a little late. When Neon is backside, preferably, you would be taking this side more like towards mid. When you're playing B, especially with Neon, you can take space very quickly. You end up going mid or go back to take the spike, which is unfortunate. Someone dropped it. But in general, this is one of the main reasons why you're not winning on attack is you're not really playing with Neon, and you're not taking a good early position on Breeze with Jett, which does give your team a really, really good advantage. This is one of the rounds that I really do like. Uh, you are saving here, and you do hear someone pushing from A. You're gonna updraft and take an early fight. This is a really good play, especially with Jett. Her updraft is very strong to take off angles. You need to, if you're gonna play Jett more, don't be afraid to use the Q to go to weird places or just confuse the enemies in general. Fortunately, the rest of the game kind of goes similar to how like the first and second round went, where the team was a little slow. If I'm playing on this map and I have a Neon on my team, once we get here, entry becomes very easy. Because keep in mind, Neon's wall can pretty much close all of this and close all of this, like here. And when you're playing Jett, all you have to do, since peeking here is no longer dangerous, especially if there's a smoke here, you don't really need the neon in the first place, but it does help. The neon helps taking like back sides, and it helps for you to take this side. All you have to do is just dash, smoke, updraft, and go on. Once you're sight, and you do make it out alive, preferably if the neon is right there. Your job is to take space right here. So you clear this, you clear this. If there's someone backside, help pick fight here and push a little bit here. Most of the time, this and this would be smoked, which means you can either hold from here if anyone is pushing, play a little bit more aggressive if you hear someone, or same thing, take space here and take fights mid. So this is one of the rounds where you pretty much did what I just showed. You're playing with your team, you're waiting for the neon wall, and then you go in. And here you see KO. You are playing with Sage and Neon. And even if it's just you and Neon here, it's not really a good idea to push, especially when you have the man advantage here. It's a 4v5. Just hold the KO. If he pushes you, there are two people that are ready to kill him. Pushing him just makes things a little awkward for a crosshair. And in general, the one holding will be able to get the kill here because this is not a flat area. He could be down here, he could be up here, he could be in the middle where he is right now. So crosshair placement is a little tricky. You do end up getting revived here, which is pretty nice. It's a 3v2. This is where playing, again, risky. This is similar to a round you played on defense side, where the smoke is going down. So your positioning is messing you up a little bit. You did have a good crosshair placement on the clove, but you didn't know if you want to commit, go out of the smoke, kill her, or you wanted to get back. So this is an example from Oxy playing on Breeze. A similar place where you try to peek on A main with a chamber, and I told you you were a little close to the wall. This is the correct way to peek that angle. See, he is far away from this wall, and he is playing fast, so he can catch them off guard, and they can't hug the wall here and surprise you when you're peeking slowly. Another good example here I want to show you on Oxy. When the wall drops, look how fast he's taking space. He's already here within like 2 seconds of the round start. This also applies to the other side of mid. When you're trying to push it, it is the correct play with Jett to be a little fast and aggressive, especially since you have very easy escape. And after not getting any info from here, you can clearly see him playing slow. This is fine. He doesn't have any information mid, so he will clear angles properly. And he is gonna get a kill right here. Also, wanna watch this round because he does have a good entry with Yoru. So Yoru took space, and he dashed into sight, tried to get some information on the minimap for his team. And he is playing with the Yoru, taking space right here, and the Yoru is backside. Take more space, push out of the smoke, because backside and flank is secure. So this is your job as Jett to secure this side of this side of the site. So here are my final notes. Your aim is good. I believe with more confidence, you can win a lot more of your fights. And that is clearly apparent if you just look at your tracker. You have a lot of games with insane KD. It just means that when the first few rounds go well, you pop off, you carry the game, and it should always be like that, regardless how the first few rounds go. But if you do want to play Jett again, learn how to play the op, especially on maps like Breeze. The op is insanely annoying on defense. You can easily dominate mid and make it a nightmare for anyone to push either from here or if you're playing from here. And even if you are playing on site, you can easily use your updraft and get an early kill here, which in low elo, usually if there's an op and you get a kill, it's an instant rotate. So you get a kill with your dash on, you just dash mid, reposition yourself, just get your knives out, and try to get another kill mid if they're rotating. Another thing is, I did not actually hear your comms in the video that you posted. I could only hear your team, and they were talking now. most of the time they were not really saying anything useful, but they were calming, which means you could communicate with someone to play with you. That is also very, very strong, especially on Breeze, where mid control is really important. If you have someone with you, peeking with you mid, trading you, you could easily flank very quickly with Jett, whether it's on A or it's on B. Flanking is really powerful as long as the enemy is not always expecting it. Don't overdo it. As that goes for pretty much everything. Try to be creative with every round. Try to take off angles. But at the end of the day, Jett is an aggressive agent. You need to play her with confidence, and it doesn't always mean you're gonna win all your games just because you're doing the right play. It's just you can't change your play style because you had one or two bad rounds. But overall, you had pretty good aim. You are silver one right now, so that kind of aim will carry you out of silver if you play with more confidence. Your game sense is okay. Uh, I believe the reason why your game sense may seem a little off is because you don't always play with high confidence. If you're more confident in your shots, you're more confident in your fights, your game sense would be pretty good because most of the time the mistakes that you were making, they were not drastic. It's just minor positioning where you took a little long thinking about whether you should commit or not. It's not like you were completely out of it. You had the idea, you just didn't commit to it. And that should be it. I will attach a note, a written note, in case you don't want to watch the whole video, and uh, just read it. It's pretty much what I just talked about in this video. I really do appreciate you submitting the VOD to the website. I believe this was the second VOD ever submitted, and I hope I see you here again.